Mr. President, this is Jesus Gonzalez with Telemundo.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. We're going to turn down these lights. ¿Me ayudas?
Yeah, they'll go down, but one was at 67.
What do you go down to?
No, it was at 90. Yeah. 67 is what he turned it down to, and then he turned it to 50.
I want to make you look good.
A mi derecha. You're going to be out of the frame, sir? Just at the back. Okay, well, you take here.
Okay, wait.
And we'll get the president just like this. You right here?
Oh, okay. So we switch?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry about his literal position. Lost the translation.
1 second here. Okay, should be ready. Let me just focus on him.
You gotta get closer, okay?
Okay, sure.
Listo. Okay. Grabando. Thanks, Mr. President, for your time and, of course, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
First, I want to ask you about you post on your social media account.
Yeah.
There will be now a third debate. Why do you take this decision?
We just don't think it's necessary. We won the two. I had one with, as you know, Joe. It was quite a famous debate. And then we had another one the other day, and it was both very successful. In fact, my poll numbers went up since the debate. And we think we've discussed everything, and I don't think they want it either. But I think we really ought to focus on running the country. Frankly, she should go out and run the country properly instead of worrying about a debate. But we had two debates. I think they were very good debates. Pretty much everything was discussed, and you want to get on with your business.
In the last debate, you make a comment, or you talk about migrants eating cats and dogs in Springfield.
Yeah.
Where do you get that information from? Could you explain us?
Well, that's come from stories. It's come from television, and some of the pets, I don't know, cats, dogs, or both, but some of the pets were taken by the migrants, and it's a shame. It's sad. And beyond that, 20,000 migrants have moved into a community, and these people are doing a lot of damage, and the people in the community are not happy, and we don't want that to happen to Arizona. It will happen unless the Republicans get in, because the people are coming over by the millions, and they're people from prisons, people from mental institutions, terrorists. We can't let it happen. It's so bad for our country.
But you hear something from local authorities?
Excuse me?
Do you hear disinformation from local authorities?
Yes, from local authorities, but also from the newspapers.
Now, let's talk about Arizona. You have been twice in less than a month. Your running mate, J.D. Vance, come a couple times last week. How important will be Arizona in these elections?
Very important. It could be really the deciding factor in who wins. It's a great place, and I've done well here, as you know. Won all my primaries. We had two great elections. I think I did better even in the second one, if you want to know, and won the first one. So it's been very good to me. It's been great, and I've been great to it. I brought a lot of business here. We recommended a lot of different defense work to come here, and it came here at the recommendation, and I have a lot of friends that live here. So it's really been a great state for us.
We see a lot of Latinos and Hispanic community comes here to support you.
Yes.
But in the other side, since you started your campaign, you have made comments against undocumented migrants. You talk about a massive deportation. Actually, in the last visit from J.D. Vance, he literally said this: I have a message from Donald Trump. If you are here illegally, start packing your bags. You are going home in 6 months. how do you think this specific community feel about these comments?
Well, we look really at the criminal element. We have to look at the criminal element. You don't want that. We don't want that. I don't want it. And that's where we start. And when people come in from prisons, they come in from jails, they come in from mental institutions, they come from as terrorists. We know of terrorists, and they come here to your state. They come to a lot of other states too, at numbers we've never seen before. We have record numbers of terrorists coming into the United States, numbers that we've never seen. And we want them out, and so does everybody in Arizona. They want them out. So we want the criminal element out, and they will be out.
If you we re-elected, what should do different than Biden and Harris?
Well, what I want to do is we want to have strong borders. We want people to come into the country, but we want them to come in legally, and that's all of the people. And, you know, I've done very well with the Hispanic population, record numbers. Nobody's had numbers like this as a Republican, certainly, but few people have had numbers like this, period. And we want to take care of the Hispanic population and the entire population of our country. We want to have great people come to our country. They have to love our country. They can't be, you know, coming out of a prison. They can't be up for murder. They can't be terrorists because, you know, record number of terrorists are coming in. They can't be terrorists. We want great people to come to our country, but we do want them to come in. We just want them to come in legally.
Do you think that we're living a crisis here in Arizona?
Do you live what?
We're living a crisis?
I think you're having a crisis in Arizona. You have a housing crisis, and you have a crisis of a lot of illegals coming in, and they're coming from the wrong places. They're coming from places that you don't want them to come from, places where there's a lot of problems and where they are a lot of problem, and we don't want that in Arizona.
Talking about economy and housing, Kamala Harris presented her plan that which was focused on helping the middle class. What will Donald Trump do different?
Well, I have a much better plan. We're going to drive down interest rates. We're going to get the rates down so low, and people are going to be able to buy a house again. We're going to make money available to them. And right now, the money's not available. With me, the rates were 2%, 2.1, 2.2%, and now they're at 10%, and you can't get the money. So you can do a subsidy, but you're not going to be able to buy the house anyway. And actually, with a subsidy like that, all you're going to do is drive up the cost of housing. And that's not what you want. You want to have really the American dream. You want to be able to have young people go out and borrow money inexpensively and build a house. The other thing we're doing is we're going to be reducing the price of the house by as much as 40, maybe even 50% because of regulation. They have a lot of federal regulation and a lot of regulation on housing, and it drives up the cost of the housing. So we're going to be able to drive it down quite a bit.
And in 2020, you claimed to have won the elections. And actually here in Arizona, the results were pretty close. What do you expect for 2024 election, and will you accept the results?
Well, I think we're going to win very big, and as long as it's an honest election, I will absolutely accept the results. But it looks like, you know, we're way up in the polls. I think we're going to win big, I hope.
Do you have contact with Doug Ducey, with the governor, Doug Ducey?
Well, he was nice enough to give us a great endorsement the other day, you probably saw. So I haven't spoken to him, but he wrote a beautiful endorsement, which we appreciated.
And any message to the Hispano and Latino community that comes here and others that maybe are, why they need to think in you?
Because I love them and they love me. I've had a great relationship. If you look in Florida, if you look no matter where you go with the Hispanic community, I've had a great relationship. They're hardworking, they're great people, and they want to make America great again, and so do I.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Great job.
Thank you, guys. You'll just follow me through here?
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, guys.
Voy a agarrar las...